lot of these festive events happening in our neck of the woods. Sarah, what does the weather look like for them?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. Tomorrow we'll have some warmer temperatures, but we got to deal with a little bit of snowfall moving through. And then Saturday, we have colder temperatures with snow coming Saturday night into Sunday. But we'll get to all of that in a moment. First, we're starting with a live look over Charles City, one of the two cities in our area that broke a record this morning when it comes to the cold temperatures, dropping to 11 below earlier on in the morning, not now, and that broke the record of 9 below set back in 1991. I also wanted to point out we got that ice building up. It's always cool to kind of see that progression. Literally, it's cool. And it is cool out there right now, but we are above the 0 degree or the zero mark, above the 0 degree mark in Charles City at 12 degrees, 11 right now in Rochester. But we can see signs of changing. That bright purple is starting to turn more into dark purple. 18 degrees in Forest City. We saw Albert Lea just change, now sitting at 17. These numbers are particularly warm, especially if you compare them to 24 hours ago. Remember, we showed this yesterday during the 10 o'clock newscast, and it was the opposite. We were 30 degrees cooler in Mason City. Now we're 15 degrees warmer in Mason City than where we were this time just last night. 21 degree difference in Owatonna, 10 in Rochester, and it gets a little less the closer to the Mississippi you get. Caledonia only a 3 degree difference, but hey, 3 degrees, it makes a difference when we're talking these frigid cold temperatures. And we're not done. We are just going to keep rising up. Something that is lagging a little behind are the wind chills. The winds coming on in from the south, helping to push up temperatures, but that breeze does make things feel a little cooler out there. We will be getting above the 0 degree mark with wind chills, though, as we get into the early morning hours. So some good news when it comes to generally the morning commute, going outside, especially during those earlier morning hours. But as we get later into the morning, that's when we start to see some of the changes. Let's talk about it. Satellite and radar, not showing much yet, but the clouds have moved back in. The clouds mean a little more moisture. And there it is. We see some snow. It's kind of all over the place over in the Dakotas right now. Not necessarily any kind of formed system here, just a clipper coming on by. But we know clipper systems can drop enough snow to make roads a bit of a headache, especially during the commute. So let's time this out and see when we can expect it. Pushing time all the way to about 7 a.m. here on Friday. We start to see the very beginnings of it moving in more so to the north. Give it another hour or two. By 11 a.m., we are seeing more widespread activity. Most of this is on the lighter side, but we could see some pockets of more moderate snow here or there. And by the time we get into the early afternoon, it does start to move out. So some good news there. Again, another way of looking at the timing of that, kind of slipping through the morning hours and into the early afternoon, also shows us that the temperatures will be going up as well. When it comes to snowfall amounts, not much has changed, at most 2 inches, but generally we'll be staying to a trace to an inch or an inch and a half. That is for Friday, but Saturday night into Sunday, I'm tracking a bit more of a robust system. We'll take a peek at early numbers of that later on in the newscast, Cammie.